Uh-oh, I'm awake again. It's 1 a.m. Staring. Such a sight. Well, at least the stars are bright.
It happened to me.
It happened to me. Me sucedió a mí.
When I was 13, one of my father's friends held a gun to my head and told me in no uncertain terms that I wasn't to talk about this to anyone. Not to talk to my mother, not to talk to anyone. And then he pulled the trigger. I didn't know that the gun wasn't loaded.
I had to relive the horrific feeling of being attacked by this man.
The mission of LaCASA Zacharias Center is to serve the needs of survivors of sexual assault and incest, and to educate the community on how to eliminate one of the most quietly wrenching issues of our time. It isn't easy to realize that the problem is everywhere, to fully comprehend that survival is a lifelong struggle that requires immediate intervention and ongoing emotional caregiving.
It's like you die, you know, it's like having your soul ripped apart from you.
I was young and I had gone to a doctor's office and I was raped while I was there.
When I was raped, I was also assaulted physically. I was beaten up and you know, I had a black eye and I was strangled. And what's very true is that once those signs on my body had healed, I looked like the old me, and inside I wasn't okay.
It's hard to say, but many times I felt like I wanted to commit suicide. But I had a family, I had 3 children, and I knew in my heart it wasn't the right thing to do.
You know, even as a kid, I've thought that at the age of 15, when this was happening to me, that looking back on it, that you know, wanting to die is an instinct, I think, that is in every one of us, and that, of course, it's an instinct that has to be overcome with a lot of good thoughts and a lot of nurturing and a lot of love from people around us, and that's why it's so important that organizations like LaCASA come forward and deal with that.
For years, I blamed myself, and I've resisted my counselor. I said, no, you're wrong. You're wrong. I mean, I had to do this because why would someone do that? Why do you do that to people? I mean, why would you hurt a child? I mean, it's a child. I mean, they're so innocent. It's just, their life is ahead of them. They're so carefree. So why would you want to hurt a child like that? You know?
It is easy to understand the importance of LaCASA Zacharias Center, but getting to the heart of what LaCASA is and the important services LaCASA provides is not an easy task, because the subject of sexual assault, rape, and incest isn't easy to talk about.
There's a myth out there that people tend to believe, and that would be that sexual abuse, assault, or harassment can only happen to little girls, to young ladies, to women. The fact of the matter is that 1 in 5 boys will be sexually abused before they reach the age of 18. That is a really high number, and one that really needs our attention.
There is a myth about African American families when it comes to sexual abuse. I feel that they cover it up more than anybody because you don't talk about things like that because it doesn't happen. It's like if you tell your mother, you know, she'll say, oh, hush, that didn't happen.
The
Latin culture is believed to be very united. The family, the uncles, the cousins. However, that isn't always true. Even though the family wants to maintain that unity, it can never be. Someone in the family is being hurt by another family member. And it is bad if you are silent about it. Even if you want to keep your family united, you will never be well. And so, just to keep the family united, you are going to suffer? No. It is better to speak out, even if the family is divided. at least we can be safe.
And what happens with rape is that it's a sensitive subject and some people believe some of the myths about it, and so you're not free to talk about it with anybody. What that causes for a survivor to take longer to heal because they can't keep saying their story over and over. They have to find safe places to do that.
One of the most important things at LaCASA in regards to education is making sure that everyone gets the information, not just the professionals, not just the caregivers, but that the children, teenagers, the adolescents, everyone gets the information in regards to personal safety.
I know plenty of females, and from my line of work, I now know plenty of males that have been victims, but you don't have to be a victim in order to get involved. You don't have to personally know somebody to get involved. Our numbers say that it's going to affect somebody you know, and you probably just didn't know it because of the shame and the humiliation that goes with it.
LaCASA is saving lives that are too easy for others to overlook, and it makes it an extraordinary cause.
I was bringing my granddaughter to LaCASA for counseling because she was raped. She was 13 years old, and each time I brought her in the door and I'd sit in the lobby, I'd realize that I needed, and I saw how the people were as far as being really kind and compassionate and sincere, and I'd keep saying, I have to do something about and address my rape.
The LaCASA motto of going from victim to survivor, and that's not enough. You go one step farther to thriver and being one that that is able to flourish even after something like this, something horrific has happened to them.
It takes a courageous person to come forward and share their story about rape or incest. This crime for far too long has been surrounded by shame, silence, and disbelief. LaCASA really is a unique place for healing. LaCASA is a place for transformation. People go from being victim to survivor to thriver.
Help survivors find the pathway to healing. Contribute generously. Tell a friend. Volunteer your time. Create a legacy by including LaCASA Zacharias Center in your planned giving. Together we can go from here to healing.
You can make a difference by writing a check today, by volunteering your time, by telling somebody else, a friend, that LaCASA is a unique healing facility that makes a profound difference on everyone that it touches.
I stand here today a survivor. I no longer have to bow my head. I no longer sit in the corner of the room. I am very blessed that I had a place to turn to, a place like LaCASA, where there's love and hope.